My relationship with Pac-Man is complicated. I've mentioned this in the Arkanoid Eternal Battle video, but I just can't enjoy the classic maze gameplay where all you do is go for a high score. It's just not fun to me, it's too simple. You have to put a unique spin on it to get my money. And lately, it seems like Namco has been doing that more and more. The 2010s were pretty much marked by maze games on mobile phones and this creature, which I watched the show on cable as a kid and I really liked it. So it might not be as bad as people say, but still, why does he have fingers? But since the 2020s began, they've been embracing the more experimental aspect of the series with games like the Pac-Man World Remake, which is a 3D platformer, and Pac-Man Museum Plus, which contain games like Pac-and-Roll, Pac-Attack, Pac-Motos, and Pac-in-Time. And if you don't know what those games are, that's a good sign. And the game that started this trend was Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle, which was the series' first stab at the Battle Royale genre. I know, before you bring up Pac-Man Battle Royale, I mean the one where you have like a bunch of people, and you eliminate it down to just one. Not, you get it. The game was developed by Heavy Iron Studios of Battle for Bikini Bottom fame, and was released in November 2020 as a Google Stadia exclusive. Yeah, the Stadia exclusive. There were only 5 of those, okay? It's so unfair. But after 4 years, the game has finally released on other consoles in the form of a port developed by Amber called Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle Chomp Champs. God, that name is a mouthful. It's like they realized that Mega Tunnel Battle was a stupid name that meant nothing. I mean, what tunnels? Those tunnels? Honey, that's not a tunnel. That's a door. So they came up with the name Chomp Champs to replace it, but then they realized, oh, we probably should still keep the Mega Tunnel Battle branding because then people will think it's a port. Or is that it's obvious it's a port, but Chomp Champs is too good to pass up, so let's just use both. I would have just used the name Chomp Champs. I don't think anybody played the Stadia game, so it's basically like a new title. It's been a long road to get here, man. So in October of 2020, the game is announced and releases a month later to no fanfare because of Stadia. Then Pac-Man 99 gets announced in 2021 as the other stab at the Battle Royale and seems like the replacement. Then Stadia shuts down in 2022, taking Mega Tunnel Battle with it. Then in October of 2023, Pac-Man 99 shuts down on the 8th. An event in NYC is announced where Pac-Man's next game will be demoed on the 9th, and MTBCC was announced on the 10th. You can't make this up. Now, I live close enough to the city where I could feasibly visit an event like that on such short notice, and my mom played Pac-Man in the arcades as a kid, so she would also want to go. The event was pretty cool. I got to demo the game, marking the one and only time I will ever use a PS5, and talked to a developer about it, and I got a picture with the Pac himself. But all I have to show for it now are an extremely cheap light band, a fanny pack, and some plastic cups that I seem to have lost somehow. It's okay. They kind of infuriate me anyway. Like, their whole bit is that 3 of them rhyme, and then you get to the one that doesn't, and it's funny. If you sandwich Clyde in the middle between 2 of the rhymes, the whole thing falls apart. Why would you do? To put into context how long that timeline is, when the game was first announced in October of 2020, I was in my 2nd month of freshman year at high school. Next month, I graduate. Alright, well, history lesson over. Let's see if it was worth the wait. In Pac-Man MTBCC, you and 63 other Pac-Man are thrown into their own personal Pac mazes where a standard game of Pac-Man takes place, with the drifting controls from Championship Edition, so you can hold against a wall and then you'll turn faster. The catch is that you are not always locked into your maze and can invade other people's personal space and steal their food, eat them alive, and leave a mess on the way out. There are also various power-ups you can use, such as one that freezes everything on screen, repels all ghosts, or speeds them up, which is useful for attacking your opponents, or a shield. It makes all other entities bounce off you, but it works a little too well, as you can't eat anything either. Very interesting trade-off. In addition to the standard 3 lives you have before you game over, you also have to reach a minimum score by the end of every round or you get eliminated, at which point all the empty mazes are removed and the live ones are reshuffled. This continues until the final round, when only 2 or 3 people are left and there is either an epic battle between 2 tryhards where the ghosts slowly get faster and faster until someone messes up, or someone runs into a ghost off screen accidentally. There's no in between. And then after winning, you can collect the coins to buy new cosmetics and XP to increase your rank, and repeat the process in the next match. This is a very fun system. It's hard to explain why I like it so much, like I can't put my finger on the specific reasons, but I just can't stop playing it. It's so good. Now keep in mind, it's not that I'm not like super addicted to it. I don't like play it over and over for weeks on end, like I did with Dr. Robotnik's Ring Races when it came out. And to be honest, I'm Still playing that game, it's so good. It's more like, no matter how much I do play it, it doesn't get boring. The matches here are only also about 5 minutes long, so it's very easy to play a couple of rounds here and there, or play a ton in a row while only wasting just a couple hours. However, it's not perfect. Like the sound mixing, for example. The ing and are as loud as you'd expect them to be, but the deaf sound and the sound that let you know there's a mission are way too quiet. That last one is especially frustrating because half the time I don't even notice the mission until it's too late, and then I have to miss out on the reward, which is often really good. Also, the game occasionally eats your inputs, which doesn't happen constantly, but not super rarely either. I could also air my personal grievances, like how they didn't use the main music from the original game, which is not heard in any other title, unlike the current one, which is a 40th anniversary song that can be heard in Museum Plus. Or how I wish the Namco Collab DLC included icons from other Namco games instead of just low quality renders from, I want to say Pac-Man arrangement for the Wii? But those are just nitpicks. The main negative about the game I want to mention though is the lack of content. That elimination mode is all you get. You can't play single player with bots either, it's only the online mode. And while that's not a big deal for me because I think it's very fun, it is questionable whether or not this game is worth the $20 as a result. I don't really want to get into this debate because you should really decide for yourself, but I can tell you to not get the deluxe edition, as it is a 50% price increase for only cosmetics. I know I bought this version, but I only did so to get the extra week to make this video, which ended up being a really good decision considering what's coming out this weekend. Look guys, I know that Klonoa skin is very tempting, but you have to resist, it's not worth it, I'm telling you. In fact, as of the time that I am recording this right now, you can buy the Klonoa Fantasy Library Series Collection, which includes both Klonoa games, for $10 on its own. So, I mean, which would you choose? Would you spend an extra $10 to get a Klonoa skin in the Pac-Man game? Or would you spend $10 extra to get both Klonoa games? It's up to you. So in conclusion, we are all very lucky this game got dragged off of Stadia. It's obviously not going to blow your socks off or anything. I mean, it's Pac-Man. You can't expect an emotional story. But it's the most fun I've ever had playing one of the PAX Maze games, and it is still consistently fun no matter how much I play it. I can't wait for the servers to shut down in another 2 years, because there's not enough interest. That's gonna be fun. Oh boy.